It's about Marseille's bloody drug wars. And it's Ashley Cain again.
I'll tell you. I confronted a hitman in Marseille.
Yeah, that was in Sweden where they used his face as target. That was crazy.
Flying out to Marseille. Now, all I know about Marseille is that it's a beautiful place and they have a really good football team. And that's where my knowledge ended.
Is that really all you know? I feel like we've heard about like violence and stuff in Marseille for years.
So I was really interested to explore why Marseille is on this list of danger.
It's the densely populated, poorer northern districts where most of the gangs hang out. I want to get into a city.
Okay, hold on.
Populated, poorer northern district.
Northern districts. Okay.
Where most of the gangs hang out. I want to get into a city to meet some of these guys, but it's not going to be.
Why am I double clicking all the time, man?
Hang out. I want to get into a.
But so Marseille is in the south of France, near the water.
City to meet some of these guys, but it's not going to be straightforward. The gangs rule, and they don't welcome outsiders. So where are the authorities in all this? Bonjour.
Salut.
Is it difficult being a policeman on these streets?
Oui, oui, c'est le phénomène de drogue à Marseille. Elle gangrène dans plusieurs cités. Et autour de cette drogue génère beaucoup.
So what's cité? Because surely he's not saying city. Because Marseille is the city.
Elle gangrène dans plusieurs cités. Et
so
autour
like
de
areas,
cette drogue génère beaucoup d'argent. D'être attiré par l'argent, c'est que l'argent qui les attire dans la drogue, dans le stupéfiant. Nous, notre travail, c'est de protéger les faibles, d'aider les faibles face aux plus forts. On est là. Heureusement, c'est difficile, c'est dangereux, mais sans nous, c'est l'anarchie.
Roma and Fafa have agreed to take me out on patrol into the cities. It's so dangerous that we've been told to wear stab vests. And under no circumstances are we allowed to get out the car and film.
Jump in. Et là, on va traverser la cité.
They have checkpoints manned by lookouts, so they can control who.
Yeah, I've heard about this. I feel like they're so organized over there. They got like a lot of lookouts and stuff like that.
Enters.
Is that a warning sign to the rest of the people in the city?
C'est ça, le vendeur de drogue.
Checkpoint.
Look the guy. Même pas 11 ans, 12 ans. Il est à la place du guetteur, de celui qui chauffe.
It's crazy.
I guess it's the same everywhere at this point. Like, the kids are starting out at like 11 or 12.
C'est le chat et la souris.
C'est un jeu en fait, mais il y a des armes au milieu.
In 2023, the number of drug-related murders reached a record high in Marseille.
Damn, man, that's just in Marseille. Let me just search up real quick how many people live there. $800K. Okay, so it's smaller than Stockholm then.
La présence policière, le fait d'être dans les cités, tout ça, les voyous, les délinquants s'adaptent. Et maintenant, il y a beaucoup de phénomènes de narco-livraison.
Snap, Insta, tu commandes. Tu commandes via Snap, Insta, et ils te livrent en scooter, en voiture, comme les pizzas.
Ce qu'on peut sauver, on essaye de sauver. Avec qui on peut discuter, on essaie de discuter. Certains sont réceptifs, d'autres non.
I've never ever been in anywhere like that in my life. When I'm saying these cities are constructed like military zones, you have lookouts, you have armed soldiers, you have drug shops, you have the lot. And it's one of the most eerie, uncomfortable things to be in or to be a part of. And that just left me in high anticipation of being on the other side, in and involved with the people that live there.
It looks more open than I think it looks in Sweden. Like more openly organized.
Drug dealing and drug smuggling is nothing new to Marseille. It's been going on since the 1930s when the infamous French Connection, a heroin trafficking network, began operating here. A guy called Milou is one of the last surviving members.
Dans le quartier où je suis né, ça s'appelle la Belle de Mai.
Jag heter Ellen och jag är 21 år.
Aujourd'hui, c'est le quartier le plus pauvre d'Europe.
Milou served a total of 17 years in prison for drug-related crimes.
On va voir les jeunes et...
How long?
Milou served a total of 17 years in prison for
Damn, 17.
drug-related crimes.
On va voir les jeunes et... on va parler avec eux.
Drug gangs often recruit disillusioned young men who feel like they have no other prospects.
Et là, c'est Ashley. Et il veut savoir, pour vous demander comment vous vivez votre vie, comment c'est dur, parce que c'est la vérité. C'est pas comme avant. Aujourd'hui, je ne ferai pas le voyou, je te le dis. Hein.
What kind of drugs are on the streets now in Marseille?
C'est toujours pareil, hein? C'est des corps de shit, de la coke, de... 50, 150, 50, 50.
Hold on.
De la coke, de... 50, 150. 50.
Okay, it's wrapped. Yeah, of course. So hashish, cocaine, weed, the usual.
50, 50, 55. Ça, et ça. 1, 2, 1, 2, 20. Voilà, c'est comme ça.
When that must be cheap.
Ça, et ça. 1, 2, 1, 2, 20. Voilà, c'est comme ça, on n'a pas le choix.
More than a year in prison sounds crazy to me. Waking up in a box every single day, yeah, man. It's nuts. I could never do that, man.
On a des familles, on a des frères et sœurs, faut bien qu'ils mangent, peut-être mon mère.
Especially like just, it would be like you're literally just wasting time.
Pas de loyer. Il y en a c'est eux-mêmes, les plus jeunes comme loyer. Il y en a c'est eux les hommes à la maison, en fait. Il y en a c'est eux, ils ramènent les courses à la maison. Non, on ne fait pas ça pour faire les beaux, pour s'acheter des bons habits, pour remplir notre frigo, et voilà, mais tu fais une famille.
See, I still struggle when they say that, man. Plus the fights and prison bits of getting bullied. Yeah, man, of course. I would say, I think my main issue with being in prison would be the other prisoners. Not like the being locked up in itself. It's more like the people around.
On vit dans le danger.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still struggle to believe these people when they say, oh, we don't do it for like fancy clothes or nothing, we do it to feed our families. I don't fully buy that, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Voilà, pour remplir notre frigo, et voilà, mais tu fais une famille.
Because I think I said it the last time, but if it was just to feed your family, yo, Paul, if it was just to feed your family, like, some of these guys could do this for like 6 months and they would be good for like a couple years if it was just about feeding your family.
On vit dans le danger. Tu peux te balader, te prendre un coup de couteau, rien à voir.
I think it starts off like you feel like that, like you have to feed your family, but then you get addicted to the easy money, and then the rest. Then it just continues and you get greedier and greedier.
Même un jeune de 16 ans ou 7 ans, il vient, il peut te tuer normal. Genre, un jeune de 7 ans, 18 ans, tu donnes 10 000 euros dans les mains, là, 10 000 euros dans les mains.
Has anyone got, any dreams?
T'es dans les tard, là, pour rêver. Et voilà, moi, perso, moi, pour moi-même, j'ai pas de rêve. Voilà, on vit le jour le jour. Hein.
Yeah, I kind of feel like though it's still a choice to buy drugs. And we see like in some places where like the drugs are legal and you can go to places to buy them and stuff like legally. Like people are still gonna use drugs, but yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing to be like a drug dealer or nothing, but I still think it's people's choice to buy the drugs.
5 minutes from my nice hotel room on the port to see the poorest neighborhood in Europe. They said it was hard. They said you've got to wake up every day knowing that it could be your last. But weirdly enough, the most shocking thing that they said to me is that there is no hope here. It was like it was a place that had been forgotten, and within it, they'd forgotten who they are and all forms of hope to change their lives. And that was sad. But it's a reality of these places that you go into.
Right at the top are the
Yeah, obviously, I don't know the whole situation in France, like what possibilities there are, and like how it is with like education and everything. But yeah, it sounds dark, man.
drug bosses who are seemingly untouchable. They keep their whereabouts well hidden, but are believed to live in places like Dubai, where the extradition laws are limited.
Usually
From
like
there,
that.
they put price tags on rival gang members' lives, because where there's drugs, there's violence. And it's
I guess that's the same everywhere nowadays, at least in Europe. Like the bosses are in Dubai and stuff, just paying the youngers to do everything back home.
often lower level gang members working their way up the ladder who get sucked in.
How the fuck do you meet a hitman? I'll tell you. Through one of our contacts, we made a chord, and then at 12 o'clock at night, he arranged to meet us on the coast. And we're waiting to meet a hitman who we don't know, who we've never spoken to. He's walking around, balaclava, blacked out, with his bag. He came over, it was a bag of beers.
Pack of beer. What the hell?
So we asked him to sit down on the rocks, and we talked to him for a little while because we had to try and get him comfortable and willing to speak on camera about who he is and what he's done. So we met him later at a location where he was comfortable.
The agreement is it will meet at an empty storage facility that can't be traced back to him. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, this looks like a bad place, man.
Ça va bien. Thank you for meeting me, bro. Can you tell me what kind of weapons are used on the streets of Marseille?
Tout ce qui peut servir à tirer,
How easy are these to get hold of?
un marché d'armes. À Marseille, les armes, ça a toujours tourné, c'était une porte. Donc c'est ouvert sur la Méditerranée, donc il y a forcément des armes qui circulent.
So is it easy to get drawn into a lot?
I mean, I don't get like being a hitman. Like that's gotta be like the worst type of criminal in this world. Surely you would rather like at least be like smuggling drugs or something. Just running around actually killing people is nuts.
Life of crime.
Ah oui, très vite, très très vite. En fait, il n'y a que ça, il n'y a que de la violence, que de la criminalité dans le quartier.
And how old were you when you first got involved in that kind of life?
J'ai commencé à 16 ans à vendre un peu la drogue. Et après, de fil en aiguille, j'ai un peu grimpé dans on va dire, dans la criminalité. C'est ça. Un jour, j'ai été obligé de faire quelque chose que je regrette un peu, mais
So he's saying he was forced to do something he kind of regrets.
on va dire que ma vie, à ce moment-là, elle a touché tellement le fond que voilà, j'étais obligé d'assassiner quelqu'un pour de l'argent et
What goes through your head when
See, like I struggle to buy this type of talk, man. Like saying I had no money, so I had to kill someone to get money. They probably follow a drill right for every hit. Yeah, I'm sure they got like their routines and stuff. But I hate when people say like I had no money, so I had to kill someone to get some money. Cause man, there's so many people that have been broke, like living on the streets and stuff. They didn't kill no one. Like I don't buy that, man.
when you're about to murder somebody.
Tu réfléchis pas. Tu réfléchis pas. Si tu réfléchis, tu le fais pas.
And can you tell me what the price is of someone's life here?
C'est 15 000 euros. 15 000 euros la peine.
That sounds so crazy, man. 15,000 euros for someone's life. Wait, who is this guy, man? What does this mean, man?
What does this mean? Att du behöver fucking svara. Jalla. Klicka
What?
på knappen. This mean? Att du behöver fucking svara. Jalla.
Yalla. Yalla.
Jalla man. Jalla man.
Chill out, bro.
La vie d'une personne.
Ska han svara eller?
Do you think this is your life now for the rest of your life, or do you think there may be a different path for you?
Si j'avais eu le choix, j'aurais fait différemment, mais là, malheureusement, il n'y a pas eu trop le choix. Non, j'espère que ça change. Je souhaite que ça change. J'espère que ça va changer pour moi.
Doing this kind of thing is really fucking difficult. You meet extreme people that do extreme things in extreme places. And a lot of the time, you find out
Some
that
guy
these people
wanted
are
to
nothing
collaborate.
like you expected.
Apparently, I don't fucking
Cannot
know,
take
man.
away what they've done.
Movies glorify the life of a hitman. They've got sharp suits, they make a lot of money, they love what they do. This wasn't like that.
Where drugs are concerned, it doesn't take much for situations to escalate. Young people can quickly find themselves beholden to the drug lords and end up with blood on their hands.
Watch the full episode of Ashley Cain Into the Danger Zone on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, man. It's peak over in Marseille, man.